AskReddit by Peeves Poltergeist. What phrase needs to die immediately? But people aren't ready for that conversation is usually said about something the internet is already having that conversation about. Also, this is the internet. It is already having every ridiculous conversation possible. Your lukewarm political take on Twitter isn't shocking anyone. After reading all these, I just feel like we're sick of the internet. I definitely am, but I can't stop. In these unprecedented times. It's funny how frequently this was used during the early days of COVID, since we specifically did have precedent from the 1918 flu, and a lot of the lessons learned from that directly applied to COVID. Just because you end a rant with "D better" does not mean you're right. Yeah, this one really gets me fired up. It's such a self-righteous thing to say. I'm so OCD. And it's never about real OCD things, just common things that 98% of people feel anyway, like, I'm so OCD about locking the door when I go to the bathroom. Most corporate lingo, but touch base makes me want to rip my spine out. Let's carve some time out to interface about phrases that we think could be better. I don't know who needs to hear this. Oh? You don't? Then stfu. So, I did a thing. It's always when someone bought a car or got a haircut too. Nobody. Literally nobody. As an empath, I'm sensing you don't really like this phrase. Pop, followed by a video that is not, in fact, pop. I came here to say this. Why do I find it so infuriating? If I don't remember, it didn't happen. MF, do you remember your birth? Then they accuse you of gaslighting. Bitch, disagreeing with you is not gaslighting. You're assuming your memory is perfect and not at all biased. Not a phrase, but everyone is misusing gaslighting nowadays, and it's cringy. It's the same with the world narcissist. I'm sick of IYKYK. I don't even know what that means. People don't like me because I tell it like it is. Or I have no filter. Nobody wants to work anymore. Fair. Nobody wants to pay anymore. People forget labor is a market. If you don't pay for the product, you aren't entitled to get it. Business is not entitled to labor. If you do a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life, or you'll just stop loving that thing. Exactly why I didn't get into music as a job. I started out trying it, but it took the fun out of it and wanted nothing to do with it when not working. Wasn't worth it. OMG, I do that too. I always knew I had, insert mental disorder, physical disorder, OCD, ADHD, PCOS, etc. here. Just because you have done it a total of 3 times or you do it, and it's only 1 out of 14 symptoms, doesn't mean you have it. Some people actually have these issues. Edit. I'm just specifically addressing people who think they have 3+ disorders because they do one symptom when in fact they are just doing a human thing. Example, bouncing your leg isn't always a sign you have ADHD. Instagram and TikTok went wild with claiming everything is the result of a mental disorder. It's the new astrology. Alpha male. I'm a software dev. Alpha means buggy and incomplete. You are not a real man, woman, if you can't don't. You are not a real man if you're a hologram. This and it's some bullshit comment. Deleted. I was today years old when. Whereas today I learned, till, is, in my opinion, absolutely fine. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. People who say that rarely have a best. Tell me you don't. Insert thing. Without telling me you don't. Insert thing. Tell me you don't do a thing without telling me you don't do the thing without telling me you don't tell me you don't do a thing without telling me you don't do the thing. Sorry not sorry.